Using addition and subtraction. Elimination means when you are eliminating a variable by combining the individual equations. Now, write a system of equations so that the like terms with opposite coefficients are aligned. So if I look at this, these two have opposite coefficients. Okay, so then I go to the next step. It says add the equations together, eliminating one variable. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to add these two together. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to get 8x equals 16. Divide by 8. Get x equals 2. Then I come up here. Oh, seriously. Substitute that back in, just like we did on the last chapter. So I'm going to take 3. I'm going to replace the x with 2. Plus 5y equals 11. Did it matter which one I plugged it into? No. So 6 plus 5y equals 11. Subtract 6. Get 5y equals 5. Divide by 5. Get y equals 1. So my solution is 2, 1. Okay. Over here, same thing. I add straight down. These cancel out. I don't actually want to make a line through that. So I get 10y equals 50. I divide by 10. I get y equals 5. I take that, I plug it back into one of the two equations. I'm going to pick the first one. Why? Because I wanted to. Red equals 20. So 5x plus 65 equals 20. I'm going to subtract 65 from both sides. Get 5x equals negative 40. Nope. How about negative 45? Divide by 5. And x equals negative 9. So the solution is negative 9, 5. Now, what does that mean? Means if I was to graph those equations, that's where those lines would run into each other. Okay, so here we go. It says 7 times a number x, so 7 times the number x minus 4 times another number y is 13. Then the next one says negative 7 times a number x plus 7 times another number y is 14. Find the numbers. I add straight down. I get 3y equals 27. Divide by 3 on both sides. Get y equals 9. Then I take that and I plug it back in to one of the two equations. I'll take the first one just because. So 7x minus 4 times the quantity, or 9 equals 13. So I get 7x minus 36 equals 13. I add 36 to both sides. I get 7x equals, that's a 9, that's a 4. Divide by 7, x equals 7. So one number is 7, the other one is 9. Okay, same thing here. There we go. It says 2 times the number x, 2x, minus 6 times another number y is negative 6. Then it says negative 2 times a number x plus 5 times another number y is 18. And solve it. I add them together. I get negative y equals 12. So y equals negative 12. Then I plug it back in. I'm just going to plug it back into the first equation. Minus 6 times negative 12 equals negative 6. 2x plus 72 equals negative 6. Subtract 72 from both sides. And 2x equals negative 78. Is that right? Yeah. Divide by 2. X is negative. 2 goes into that 3 times. 2 goes into that 9. So negative 39 and negative 12. Now, not always are you going to have the numbers be opposites of each other. Sometimes if I look at this, I'm going to have them the same. So what I have to do is I have to subtract. So I'm going to subtract this. So 3x minus 5x is going to get me 2x. 6y minus 6y is going to get me 0. 30 minus 6 is going to get me 24. I divide by negative 2 on both sides. I get x equals negative 12. I take that negative 12 and I plug it back in. So 3 times negative 12 plus 6y equals 30. So negative 36 plus 6y equals 30. Equals 30. I add 36 to both sides. I get 6y equals 66. Divide by 6 and get y equals 11. So negative 12, 11. Okay, let's do it again. Again, the y's, these are the same. They're not opposite, so I'm going to subtract. So negative 2x minus 7x would get me negative 9x. 48 minus 21 would get me 27. Divide both sides by a negative 9, and I get x equals negative 3. Now I'm going to take that same thing, and I'm going to multiply it. Not multiply it, plug it back in. Then I'll multiply it. So negative 2, I'm going to replace the x with negative 3, plus 3y equals 48. So that'll get me 6 plus 3y equals 48. Subtract 6 from both sides, get 3y equals 42. Divide by 3 on both sides. I believe it's going to be 14. Yes, 14. So the point where they intersect is this point right here.